Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a man named Jonah. Jonah was a prophet, someone who delivered messages from God. One day, God spoke to Jonah and gave him a very important mission. God said,
Jonah, I need you to go to the great city of Nineveh. The people there are doing many bad things, and I want you to warn them. Tell them they must change their ways, or something very bad will happen.
But Jonah was scared. Nineveh was a big, scary city, and the people there were known for being mean. Jonah didn't want to go, so he decided to run away. He thought, if I go far enough, God won't find me. So, Jonah packed his bags and headed to a port where he found a ship going in the opposite direction, to a place called Tarshish. He paid for his ticket and climbed aboard, hoping to escape from God. But you can't hide from God. As the ship sailed across the sea, a mighty storm suddenly came up. The wind howled and the waves crashed against the ship, tossing it around like a toy. The sailors were terrified. They had never seen a storm like this before. The captain shouted,
"Everyone pray to your gods. Maybe one of them will save us."
But Jonah knew why the storm had come. He knew it was because he had disobeyed God. Feeling guilty, Jonah told the sailors,
"This is my fault. I'm running away from God. If you throw me into the sea, the storm will stop."
The sailors didn't want to do it, but the storm kept getting worse. Finally, they had no choice. They picked Jonah up and threw him overboard. As soon as Jonah hit the water, the storm stopped. The sea became calm again, and the ship sailed away safely. But Jonah wasn't alone in the sea for long. Suddenly, a giant fish, as big as a house, came and swallowed Jonah whole. Jonah was inside the belly of the whale, surrounded by darkness and strange, squishy things. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah stayed in the belly of the whale. He was scared, but he knew that God was with him. Jonah prayed and said,
"I'm sorry, God. I should have listened to you. Please forgive me and save me."
God heard Jonah's prayer. He commanded the whale to swim to the shore and spit Jonah out onto dry land. Jonah was very grateful and promised to obey God from now on. So, when God spoke to Jonah again, telling him to go to Nineveh, Jonah didn't hesitate. He went straight to the city and delivered God's message. Jonah warned,
"The city of Nineveh will be destroyed in 40 days unless you change your ways."
The people of Nineveh were shocked. They didn't want their city to be destroyed, so they listened to Jonah. They stopped doing bad things and prayed to God, asking for forgiveness. When God saw that the people of Nineveh had changed their ways, he showed them mercy. He decided not to destroy the city after all. And Jonah learned a very important lesson. No matter how far you run, you can't hide from God. It's always best to listen and obey, because God is kind and merciful, ready to forgive when we truly ask for it. And so, Jonah went on his way, grateful for the second chance God had given him, and the people of Nineveh lived happily, having learned the value of kindness and doing what is right.